Memorial Day weekend, there'll be many more drivers on the road than usual, and undoubtedly more tempers flaring. Sometimes furious fights can result from even the most minor lapses by motorists. But hearing about road rage is very different than actually seeing how far it can sometimes go. Here's my Nightline co-anchor Dan Harris.
You are watching a road rage incident that goes to dramatic extremes. Investigators say it all started on a Sunday afternoon in March of last year when Bradley Turner and his wife Christy were driving in their Toyota SUV in James City, North Carolina. This Chevy pickup, driven by Josh Berry with his friends Nathan and Shaylee inside, may have cut them off.
He got up beside me, leaned out the window, pointing at me, said he's going to kill me.
The chase was on. For 30 to 40 minutes, with their 4-year-old child in the back seat, the Turners tailed the young trio. Josh Berry says he tried to lose them, but they followed him all the way to his friend Nathan's driveway.
When we see him getting out of the car, I threw my truck in park, turned off the keys, and looked at Nathan. I was like, I guess he's really going to come up here.
In that moment, Berry's friend Shaylee started rolling her cell phone video camera.
And when he walked up, I just looked at him. He said a couple words, threw a punch, and it was on like Donkey Kong.
On like Donkey Kong. Turner goes down, and remember, his child is in the back seat.
The first time I looked up, honestly, that's when I seen the kids in the car. That's the only reason I didn't keep kicking.
And look at this.
We see his wife coming down the car, and she's got a gun and hands it to him. Her facial expression is completely calm.
Christy Turner hands her husband a pistol. He cocks it, and it accidentally goes off.
All we heard was click, click, click.
That is when the camera goes off, too.
When I heard the click, everything stopped.
I was honestly scared for my life, and after those clicks, man, my heart dropped, and everything got real after that.
Everybody gets to see the fun part of it. We're the ones that saw a gun pointed to our face and thought we was about to die.
We'll show you what happened next in a minute, but first, some perspective. Road rage has been around since the days of the horse and buggy, but now, with more cars on the road and cameras everywhere, we are seeing some truly outrageous examples.
Come on, fat boy!
Yelling, spitting, hitting, and throwing just about everything from coffee to crutches. As we head into this Memorial Day holiday, one of the busiest driving weekends of the year, it is high season for road rage. It's a phenomenon Bob Nemirovsky knows all too well.
I was driving home very late at night and there was some guy tailgating me, and I got my exit and I flipped the guy off and he chased me while waving a baseball bat at me out the window.
Nemirovsky, a psychologist in San Francisco, has now made a career of studying road rage.
I think we all have the potential to be a road rager, and I think some people gets out of control.
This dash cam video, shot just weeks ago, went viral on YouTube after capturing this pickup truck swerve into another driver on a freeway in San Diego. Amazingly, nobody got hurt here. Witnesses say the driver of the pickup took both hands off the wheel to flip the other driver off. She was arrested on suspicion of reckless driving and assault with a deadly weapon and will appear in a courtroom in San Diego next month.
We get into a little cocoon in our automobiles and we feel like we own the space in front of us, and when someone tailgates us or someone cuts in front, I think that feels very threatening, almost as if someone is driving right into the front door of our home.
He says there are ways for drivers to prevent road rage and cool off when things get too heated.
If you're feeling stressed, do something like go to the gym, go for a walk, get yourself calm. When you're in the car, instead of listening to maybe outrageous talk radio, maybe listen to something that makes you a little more calm. And when something happens on the road and you start to feel yourself getting upset, use this mantra. I call it FIDO. Forget it, drive on.
And if those tips don't help, there's always karma. In this YouTube video posted by a woman from Florida, notice the pickup visible in the rearview mirror as it barrels down on her. Suddenly, the truck passes her, the driver flipping her off as he races by, and then in an instant, the truck is captured spinning out of control, tires squealing, glass shattering, before coming to rest on the other side of the street.
That's what you get!
Sometimes karma is a ditch. But back to James City, North Carolina, and the case of Bradley Turner. After he accidentally fired off his gun handed to him by his wife with their child in the car, police say he eventually pulled away, but then he circled back and fired shots into the empty pickup owned by Josh Berry, who he believed had cut him off. Berry called 911.
Carteret County 911. Go ahead with the call.
Oh, he shot out my back glass of my truck. Holy.
Bradley and Christy Turner eventually turned themselves in and are now facing a whole litany of charges. Turner was in court, battered and bruised, with his attorney by his side.
We're dealing with a man who's a father and a husband and a hardworking man, and he was just completely terrified.
Police say they did not charge the young men because they were defending themselves.
A lot of people are saying, you know, you should have just put the phone down, call the cops, done the right thing. But it's like, if you're in that predicament, what are you going to do? You don't know. It's the heat of the moment. Your adrenaline's going, you're not going to think right. And we defended ourselves, and that's what we did.
The case is still making its way through the court system, and Bradley Turner is now looking at prison time, upwards of 4 years, all because he lost his cool on the road. For Nightline, this is Dan Harris in New York.
Bradley Turner pled not guilty last year. We reached out to his lawyers for comment. They would only say the legal process was still ongoing.